there, YouTube. I'm back again today for another game review. Today I'm very excited to check out Orc-Lympics from Brain Games. It's for 2 to 5 players, ages 8+. It'll take about 15 minutes to play. And in Orc-Lympics, this is a game in which you are going to be drafting different species, different races of classic fantasy figures. You'll have like genies and goblins and dwarves and elves and all sorts of stuff like that. You're going to draft them, and then you're going to use those cards that you draft in the Orc-Lympics, which is where you are kind of auctioning off, except you're going to be trying to go higher and higher in order to win different victory point cards. But you have to be careful, because once you win cards, you're going to have to get rid of all the cards you spent, and then other people are going to have more cards. It's kind of an interesting aspect of that. Plays in about 15 minutes. Short, filler weight game, but is it good? Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Orc-Lympics. So first and foremost, we have our handy-dandy rule sheet. It's one-page, double-sided, full, colorful of pictures, illustrations, and a couple examples. Very well done. Should have you up and running in no time at all, so big thumbs up on the rule sheet. Also, I can teach you how to play right now, because it is a very simple game. So Orc-Lympics is going to be a very fast filler weight game in which you are going to try to compete for all these different medals that will go varying in points. You're going to randomly set this up at the beginning of the game, and whoever has the most of these points at the end of the game will be the winner of the game. So let's go over the components. Let's get into the gameplay. So first, you got all your trophies out here. They are double-sided, and they're going to be randomly set out and put from lowest to highest value. 3 of them also have 7s on them, and they'll have all 3 of the different things: blue, red, and green. But that is just all randomly distributed like this. Next, you're going to have 2 little trophies, which will keep track of who is in first place in a competition. And before we get started, I do want to mention that you are going to be trying to beat other people, but at the same time, you can just tie someone to take a trophy from them. So if someone had 6, and I go ahead and also place 6, then I would take the first place trophy, and then they would have the second place trophy, which is an interesting mechanism. Next, everyone is going to get 8 of these cards right here, and this starts the drafting phase. These cards are going to look like this. They're going to have various different dudes on them. And each one of the dudes are going to have different symbols on the left side. So the elves, for instance, are 2 blue, 3 green, 0 red. They're not very good at fighting. Whereas these ladies, 4 blue, 2 green, 0 red. And there's going to be a whole bunch of different ones of these. I think there's like 4 or 5 different ones. So what's going to happen is you're going to look at your hand of 8 cards, and you're going to draft 1 and then pass 1 to the left. Now, what should you be looking for? First thing you want to do is you want to look out here and you want to see what kind of stuff you're really going to need. So red is really going to be something you're going to want to focus on, because there's 4 red out here, 2 blue, and 1 green. So green you want to focus on less, red you want to focus on a little bit more. But the catch is you're not going to keep all the cards you draft. You're only going to be able to keep 3 races. So let's see what we got here. We got the 2 red down here, which isn't great. We have 3 red here, but I feel like people are going to take that. So you know what? I'm going to take this one right here. I'm going to draft it, put it down in front of me, pass this to the left, and then we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pretend I get past these 7 cards right here. So I'm really hoping to see another one of these guys, and I do. So this is an immediate auto draft. Probably going to draft this one, because the catch is you can only have 3 of a certain 3 different species in your hand. Anything else you have, I should say, is discarded. So now we're down to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's pretend that we got this hand, and it's just gravy train with biscuit wheels. Drafting that one right there. Next, we got 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I still don't have an issue, because that one's right there. So let's pretend that this gets right back to me. That's 4. And I'm like, oh man. So I've been drafting these, which is great, but now I'm going to have to diversify my portfolio. So I could get these guys, which have 1 on everything, but they're pretty weak. But they are good in the context of the game sometimes, because they can help you raise the bid very marginally. I got 4 green. Nobody's taking this one. You know what? I might take these guys, because, 4 green. Yeah, I'm going to take these guys. So do that. Then I get 3 cards. Let's see what I got. Take that one right there. Then we get 2 cards. I'll take that one, and then whatever card is left, I automatically get passed, which is this guy right here. Now, I'm in a very fortunate situation, because I only have 3 different races, which means I wouldn't have to discard any of my cards. But what will happen a lot of the time is you will get stuck with 4, or potentially, if you're a moron, 5 races, or you get bad luck. I shouldn't say if you're a moron, but if you get really bad luck. Also, you could be a moron. You're going to keep any of 3 races. Everything else you have to discard, and then you're going to start off with the auctioning phase. You're going to start off from the left and work your way to the right. So the first competition would be blue. So you're going to lay down blue cards one at a time. So let's just say that this person over here goes first, and they say, I'm going to place down this right here. So the first thing you do is you say they have one. They now have the gold trophy. And I'm debating on whether or not I should compete for this one. Yeah, you know what? I will play this one right here. So I now have gold, and this person now has silver, despite the fact we have the same amount. This person over here passes, and then, you know, let's pretend it's a 3-player game. This person over here is now looking at their choices, and they're like, well, I could play another card, but it's only going to get me 1 extra point. So they would probably pass, which means this person would get the 2 points in front of them, and I would get the 3 points in front of me. Haha. These cards go away. They are now gone, which means now this person over here has 1 additional card on us, assuming they were able to draft well. So now we have a red competition, and the person who won the trophy last goes first. So I'm looking at my red cards, and I'm like, ah, man. Maybe I'll throw a 1 at it because other people want to save their cards. You know what? I probably just pass right here. So pass, whatever happens. Maybe this guy passes as well, and then this guy just plays a 1 card and he gets 3 points, which is great for him. But now he has to go first. And going first is not ideal most of the time. Sometimes it can be, but most of the time not. So now we get to the lone blue card out here. And I'm probably going to go pretty hard for the blue card. So maybe he plays, maybe he plays another 1. Then I play another 3. And anywho, you're going to continue to do this, auctioning these off until you get to the last one. Last one, just like the rest of them, except it's worth 7 points and 4 points, big points. And then you're going to total up who has the most of these cards. Whoever has the most value-wise of these cards will be the winner of Orc-Lympics. And that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alrighty then, Orc-Lympics from Brain Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. It's a very light, simple, featherweight game. And if you're not in the market for any of those, this is not what I can recommend to you. It does not transcend that category. It's not like, oh my gosh, I know you hate featherweight games, but you gotta try this one. It's not good enough for me to say that. Also, 2 to 5 players is a good player count, but I liked it best at 4 and 5 players. 3 players was okay, 2 players, not a fan. And there are some special rules for 2 players where you take away the bottom row of cards, so you're only competing for first place. I still was not the biggest fan of this at 2 players. Continuing on with the cons, you can really screw yourself over in the auction phase to the point that you're not going to win. And I've seen kids do this, especially kids. Adults are much smarter about it, but this is a family weight style game, and I'm going to tell you that if you're in the market for a family weight filler game, this might be one you want to check out. But the first game or 2 that kids play this, and I've seen this with 4 or 5 kids now, they just get too gung-ho early on in the auction phase. They like that phase a lot. They like the fact that we're competing, and I'm trying to get the first place, you're trying to get to the second place, but they don't quite realize at the beginning that it's like, oh, you're competing for 3 points, and I'm competing for 2 points, and it's like, there's only a 1 point difference there. It's like, I'm laying out a card. It just becomes kind of like a spitting match between kids. They're like, I'm not going to lose this battle. It's like, all right, well, you spent 3 cards to win 3 points. Congratulations. I'm going to win the 7 with 1 because none of you kids are going to have cards left. But that's just a lesson they have to learn on their own. But yes, the auction phase, if you get overzealous, you're going to lose the game. That's just the truth right there, because it's not, what is it? It's not a sprint, it's a race, or whatever the hell that expression is. Continuing on with the cons, the biggest con I have of this game is that it's good. It's a good game. But in a market that is just overflowed with games, there's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of great games that come out, and I don't think this is a great game. I don't think this is a very good game. I think it's a good. I think some people might think it's very good, especially if you're looking at this and you have, say, kids that are between the ages of 8 to 12, maybe you have 2 kids between that age. I think you're going to get a good deal of play out of this because it is very light, easy to learn, easy to teach, but those are all pros. We're talking about cons. It just didn't have enough meat on the bones for me personally. And I also don't particularly have that many lightweight filler games. I have some, and I have go-to lightweight filler games that I go to sometimes, but I don't think I would include this in that collection. So, continuing on with the pros, I think Orc-Lympics is good. I think it's a good game, and I think if you're in the market for a lightweight family filler style game, this might be one you want to check out. And also, if you're a collector and if you play a lot of different filler weight games, and you have a lot of different filler weight games, I think this is good. I don't think it's a bad game. I don't think it's a mediocre game. I think it is a good game, and I would play this game. If someone was like, saw this and they're like, oh, I want to play that. And I was like, oh yeah, Orc-Lympics, that was kind of fun. I enjoy it. Oh, make sure we got at least 4 or 5 players. So yeah, there's the biggest thing. It's a good game. I like the ease of the game. It's easy to learn, easy to teach. I like the artwork, even though some of the races look really weird and creepy. But you know what? I can dig that. They're weird races, so hey, whatever. I like how it changes from time to time, and the board layout changes from time to time. I like the fact that when you're drafting, you only get 3 races. I think that's kind of interesting, and it makes you make some slightly interesting choices as you're drafting, because it's like, well, I really like this card, but I think there's a good chance that other people are going to take this card also, because everybody sees that we have 3 blues coming up, and this one is really good at blue. And I think that's kind of interesting. So yeah, Orc-Lympics. It's a light filler weight game. I think this video has been longer than it would take for me to play this game. I think it's good. I don't think it's great. It's a hard one to recommend to most people, but if you happen to be in those 2 tiny pockets of people that either have a lot of lightweight filler games or that are looking for a family weight lightweight filler games, this is one that I recommend you try out. It's not an immediate buy recommendation for anybody, but a try recommendation for those 2 people. For me personally, I will be keeping this in my classroom for the time being. This could be one, I could see this getting played a lot in my classroom, or I could see it getting played 0 in my classroom. It's really hard to tell. But yeah, it would, if I did not have a classroom and I just had my own collection of games, this would not be one I keep. But since I play with a lot of kids that are between the ages of 8 to 11 years old, this one is going into my classroom for the time being. We'll see if it sticks there. So there you go. That is Orc-Lympics from Brain Games. Without a doubt, I think the weakest game in the Brain Games line, but still a good game nonetheless, which is a testament to how good their games are. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below and in the comments below. Let me know. Olympics, yay or nay? For me personally, no. I hate the Olympics. I hate them. I hate, detest, loathe the Olympics. I find them so boring. Like, I don't know. And I love sports. There's the weird thing. I love competition. And I love rooting for America and bragging about how great America is and how we're so awesome that we don't even have to learn a second language. We can just be dumb. I love that sort of stuff. I love the excess of America. I love everything. I love most things about America. I shouldn't say everything. I love most things about America. And I love competition. And I love sports. So all of these should be a crescendo. The Olympics should just be like this opus of something that I love. And in fact, I hate it. I just can't stand it. It bores me to death. Wife loves it. I've really tried before. There was one Olympics where I was like, all right, I'm going to really cheer for America. I'm going to cheer for one third world country, and hopefully they do well. And I stopped caring after the second day. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Olympics, are they for you? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.